Now, the first assignment had three major points to it. The first was to show us the long-lasting impact and impression that both good and bad leaders have had on our lives. As you were recalling things and people from years ago, there's a good chance you started to relive them to some degree. As you remembered those that played key roles in your life and were a good influence, you probably started to feel encouraged, hopeful, maybe you even relaxed a little bit. As you thought about the things that they said and the things that they did, they may have been things like they were honest and sincere. They didn't come off as being fake. They encouraged me and they challenged me. They placed value on my opinion. They took a risk on me. You may not have put it in your list. There's also a good chance that they were people that had some clear purpose and direction. And because of who they were, you wanted to go in that direction with them. Now, on the other side of things, those that were not good leaders and a negative influence, you probably wrote down some things like, I only had value when they needed something. I felt like I was always being manipulated by them. Or they always had a hidden agenda. There was a lack of trust in our relationship. Those things are pretty common when it comes to bad leadership. But you probably also found yourself reliving some of those events, maybe arguing in your head. Again, the point is the long-lasting impact and impression both good and bad leaders have had on us. This is important for us to understand because right now, we are the ones influencing others. And we need to know it's for the long term. Now, the second point was that we understand what makes good and bad leadership. Not just for us personally, this is the type of leader everybody wants to work with. This is the type of leader that changes people. And you and I know those who have influenced us in good and bad ways. We know the ones who have done damage, and we also know the ones that have added positive attributes to our character. Now, the final point is that no matter who the people have been in our lives, the best example for leadership is Jesus Christ himself. He is love. He's truth. He's strength. He's compassion. He is the all-powerful God who chose to become one of us, not to be served, but to serve. He saved us because he loves us. No matter who we've had in our lives, good or bad leaders, Jesus is the one that we need to be looking to. Just as Hebrews chapter 12 tells us, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith. We need to ask ourselves also, how are we leading others? Are we the leader in the good list? If others were to put our name down, where would it fall? Now, we know we all have a lot of improvement that needs to be done in our family, in our marriage, jobs, in our community, and in our church. Again, start off by spending just a few moments in prayer, seeking the Lord and what He wants to say to you. Look at the positive attributes on the list that you created. And consider the people that you have in your life right now, within your sphere of influence and impact. Now, from those positive attributes, pick two that you believe the Lord wants to increase in you and write about why.